Okay, hi everybody. I am Amaris Starseed, and I have my friend Bree here today. She volunteered to do a reading, and we're going to be focusing on say it one more time.
Job and mental health.
Job and mental health. Okay, so so I feel called to do This is the Universe Has Your Back. I love this deck. This is one of my favorites. So I intuitively connect with spirit and my higher self and your higher self before the reading starts. And I sit in the energy and I ask them, I'm like, what do you want me to tell her? What cards do we have to pull? So they pick these ones. So we have the Universe Has Your Back, guidance on mental health and emotional well-being. That one. I'm feeling you need two more. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle that. We have two more. Okay, so let's see here. You have three cards here. I'm going to read them and then I'm going to break them down, okay?
Hmm.
I always trust the direction of the universe and know I'm being guided. And you have this beautiful dragonfly here. When I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. You have the sun and the beautiful, beautiful orange color, sacral chakra. I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. So our focus is mental and emotional health. Tell me, speak now. Forever hold your peace. Um, so I'm hearing this song. It's from Annie, and it's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us. We get kicked. I don't sing professionally. There's a reason for that, but I really feel like it's right in my solar plexus, like solar sacral, like sacral is the orange, right? And so I feel like the term that's coming to mind is that you've been knocked off your axis. And I also feel like in the past, through growing up, especially through your teenage years, that the situations that you found yourself in, you were guided under false pretenses to not trust your own inner compass. Would that resonate? Would that make sense?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Um, So, Spirit stepping forward today to tell you that you can always trust the direction of the universe and know that you're being guided. So deep roots into the ground, right? And really getting into the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus, because those are our first three. And it's hard to function the rest of it, right? With the crown and the throat and the heart without being grounded first. Um, Tell me more. Do you connect with the dragonfly? Because I keep seeing the dragonfly like flying over water. And it looks like it's like bzz, 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 like it's going around, but like it knows where it's. I'm like, so what do you want to tell me? And she knows it's going. Like it may look like a little bit of chaos, but she's like, I got this under control. It's like controlled chaos. Does that make sense?
So I actually have a tattoo of a dragonfly over a scar of mine on my calf. And yeah, it makes sense. It's I know it's one of my spirit guides
Okay.
because it just every time you see one at these opportune times.
Yeah.
Um so yeah, I connect with that.
Oh, that's awesome. Beautiful. Thank you so much for stepping forward. Um, When I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. Um, so this is telling me that you in the past have used anger as a shield. Those are the messages that are coming through. And she's saying to drop the shield, right? You don't have to always be in this like protective, defensive mode. When you walk with love on both sides and surrounded by you, you're going to be able to accomplish things you never quite thought you could accomplish before. And I really feel like this emphasis also is on self-love and self-care and exploring new what? I'm hearing something about like it's keep hearing terrain, like changing the terrain. Um, there's nothing wrong with what you're currently doing for self-care, right? But they want to kind of tell you to be open-minded. Um, do you do anything with horses?
I don't.
You don't? Okay, because I'm seeing you like riding a horse, like around like a rodeo ring. I feel like this is a message to maybe help you explore into new modalities, right? For like emotional and spiritual healing. And I know that horses can be very big, like spiritual, like healers, like warriors. Are you afraid of horses?
Do you want to know why you're seeing horses?
Sure, go for it.
Uh, it's a mental connection. There's a song by Florence and the Machine that makes me bawl my eyes out. The horses are coming, so like
Okay.
get ready. Like big
Uh-huh.
shit's coming, so get ready.
Yeah.
Ride with it. So I don't think it's a physical horse, to be honest with you. I've lived next to the beach for 3 months now, and I don't go
Okay.
walk on the beach. And
Okay.
it's like, why? What's what you wanted to be by the beach and now you're not using the beach? So it resonates.
The terrain, changing the terrain. They're literally telling you to go outside.
Yeah, pretty much.
I love that. The next card, and I want to put this like right here. I just want to like, um, I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. I feel like this is talking about. I'm like, so is this about other people? And they're like, nah, you had it right the first time. I feel like this is connected to self-love and your connection with your between your third eye and your heart chakra. Would that make sense?
Yes,
Okay. Um, so I feel like, yeah, that this is really expressing to you to find I was just listening to that song the other day, to find peace of mind by
Mm.
Erica Badu and to give yourself some grace. Would that make sense?
yes,
Okay. So trusting the direction you're being led in and to walk with love and then to also go check out the beach and to let go of the shadow of how you used to view yourself. I feel like those things will help you um develop and walk into a new era of spiritual and mental healing. Would that make sense?
absolutely.
Okay, perfect. All right, now you were talking about job too. So tell me, we're gonna switch gears here for a little bit. Tell me about career for her. Here we had a little chunk fallout. This is like a full sentence. This is really cool. So let me see. Okay, so we have take time to breathe out, disseminating moon. This is the Moonology deck. Nothing yet is set in stone. Mutable moon. Your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon and Taurus. Aren't you a Taurus?
I'm a Taurus moon.
A time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. So if I set these cards out here, right, and I say it's time to take a breath out, that nothing yet is set in stone. Your dreams need a practical plan, and it's time to give rather than to take. Would that message make sense?
It does very much so.
It does, because I like literally, I almost feel like I don't, there's really nothing else to say. Like that's it. Like that's the message. I'm gonna pull some tarot here for a second. Let me see. So it's just it's not quite time yet. I feel like maybe some things need to have some revision, but also to be patient in the process, right? Can you tell me, can you have anything else? Anything else you guys want to say? So you will be rewarded for waiting, right? King of Pentacles knows his worth, doesn't back down, isn't going to doubt what's happened, right? And because he knows that, like, as he moves along and as he sets and builds his empire, that like things are going to work out for him. I'm hearing also the term lucky girl syndrome, to really believe in yourself and be like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, and it's gonna work, and it's gonna be okay. You also have the Eight of Pentacles. So the hard work's gonna pay off, right? And so kind of just like shut out the outside world for a second with all the different like opinions, or I'm also hearing the perceived opinions of what others may think about this career situation, or what you feel like other people may be bringing to the table, or what they're I'm just hearing to shut out the others' opinions, other people's opinions. This is does that make sense?
Yeah.
Would that resonate? Because I feel like you have some chatter, and you're like, okay, thank you for your opinion. I appreciate it. Maybe not today. And you're like, ah!
I struggle with spirituality to practicality ratio.
Okay.
Um, so I always tell people in a perfect world, we would quit our jobs, we would do what makes us happy, and we would make tons of money doing it and all
Mhm.
that good stuff.
Why
In
not?
a practical world, I work a 9 to 5 in addition to my tarot business
Hmm.
because I can't afford my rent otherwise.
Hmm.
Um,
Sure.
so I tell them I appreciate the message. I appreciate the believing in myself. I do, but at the same time, I'd like to not be miserable while I pay my rent.
So somebody over there is like, shut the front door. That's not what they actually said, but they were like, shut the front door. Like, shut up. Like, in a loving way. But so, I feel like, um, you have some people who are of a younger generation on in spirit, and they're speaking to you in a friendly manner and as a friend. And they're like, stop blocking your blessings. You can't ask for everything from the universe and then be saying like, oh, but we still have to be practical, right? Like, and I understand what you're saying, but I also feel like there may be another opportunity that you will be able to experience and that will help pay the bills, right? Um and to kind of like get that like subconscious like redesigned, right? Um, for example, like I do readings and I do the spiritual business, but I also have a couple other part-time jobs that I have, but I like them, right? And
Mhm.
they presented themselves to me and I blocked it for a year. And I was like, that's not for me. Like, that's probably not going to be, it's not going to pay the bills. I'm not going to have the patience for this kind of job. Like, that's not going to be me. Like, I don't, no, that's not what I need right now. 2 years. And I was praying and I was praying and I was like, Spirit, please show me the job. Please show me the job. The person who had been pestering me for those 2 years about that job ended up in my Uber one night. And I was like, hey, how are you doing? And she was like, good. And I was like, so
Got
tell
it.
me about this job, right? Tell me about the job. Like what is it exactly, right? I'm not saying that those 2 years weren't worth my while, right? Everything happens for a reason, but I was blocking my blessing. And I feel called to tell you that story right now because, like, you maybe it might be, I don't know, like, it might be something where it's like already there. It might be something a little bit in the background, maybe something like thinking outside the box, right? And you're like, oh my God, I didn't like, but you can't see the forest of the trees, friend.
Right.
Does that make sense?
No, it does, absolutely.
Okay. How are we doing so far?
Good. I think the story resonated in the sense that, don't wait until something cracks you across the face because it will crack you across the face and it's gonna hurt.
A little bit, maybe. Okay. So, do you have any other questions, concerns? Did the message resonate today?
Um, Nothing that I can think of, but yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording and then we'll talk a little bit afterwards, okay?
Sounds good.